Hello there, my lovely, and welcome back to the Leader Within podcast. Over the past few weeks, we've explored the theory of coaching. We've talked about what it is, how it's different from everything else you've tried, and why it's one of the most strategic investments you can make in your career. But today, we're moving from theory into reality. Today, I want to take you inside the coaching journey of an incredible woman I have had the absolute privilege of coaching over the past 5 years. Her name is Jacki Hooper. When I first met Jacki, she was a successful mid-level leader in a male-dominated industry, but she was feeling stuck and exhausted. I'll never forget one of our first conversations where she described her reality with a powerful metaphor. She said, "I feel like I'm pushing a wheelbarrow up a hill and it's just getting heavier and heavier." Over the past 5 years, I've watched Jacki completely reconstruct that reality. And because I know that she's far too humble to say it about herself, I want to say it for her. It's been an absolute profound privilege to watch this incredible powerhouse of a woman unlock her quiet leader within, claim her space, and lead with the courage that was always inside her. In this conversation, Jacki generously shares the truth of her journey, the hesitations she had, the moments things clicked, and the single counterintuitive piece of advice that changed everything. As you listen, I want you to pay close attention to the shift in her thinking. This isn't just a story about learning new skills. It's a story about rewiring the thoughts that drive your actions. So grab a cuppa, my lovely, and let's step into the real, honest and inspiring coaching journey of Jacki Hooper.
I have been working in male-dominated industries for at least the last 25 years. I have worked in mining and energy. I've worked in defence and I've worked for government agencies. The last 20 years has really been in project controls, financial management, project portfolio management, and finally leadership, management leadership in project.
Let's start at the beginning. I know that you've had coaching for a number of years now. Cast your mind back and think about what was happening in your life or in your leadership journey when you first thought about having some coaching.
I guess it's a really good question because it makes me reflect on the before coaching and after coaching. And I think it's fair to say that the before coaching, I was in some different leadership roles, fairly low level leadership. But I worked really hard. So I felt that I had to get anywhere. I had to work hard. I had to work harder than anybody else. I worked long hours. I was very hands-on. I pretty much carried the team, provided support to people who are working for me, the people who are working with me, and even more support to the managers that I had. So going above and beyond with very little recognition. I was, getting really, really tired. And I remember saying to somebody at the time, I feel like I'm pushing a wheelbarrow uphill that is just getting more and more stuff in it. It's getting heavier and heavier, and it's getting harder for me to push this barrow up the hill. And that's kind of where I was at before I undertook some serious coaching.
And do you think that that need to work harder than anyone else was a result of being in the male-dominated area? Did you feel pressure to work harder and harder to prove
Yeah,
yourself?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it really was the only way that I knew to get recognition. But I was actually doing myself a disservice. So I wasn't allowing myself to grow. I would in a career. So my own development took a second place to working harder and harder, doing more and more. Yeah, it was not a good space to be.
And thinking back to when you had that conversation about pushing a wheelbarrow up the hill, were there any other hesitations or doubts that you may have had about coaching before you said, yes, I'm gonna invest in myself?
I don't think there. I look back. I don't think there was. I'm the kind of person that will actually give anything a go. Really, I don't think I was resisted, but I actually don't think that I realized just how helpful it was going to be. I didn't contemplate that this was going to make a difference. It just didn't occur to me. I didn't give it any thought. I just thought, well, I'll give it a go. Yeah, no, I don't think I was resistive. I may have been resistive to some of the coaching, some of the suggestions, but not to coaching itself.
And do you remember back to your very first coaching session or early coaching conversation and what that felt like?
I think originally it just felt like I was getting a lot of stuff off my chest. It was like having a best friend at work, somebody who could actually provide you with, suggestions and advice around what was going on a day to day basis. And in my position at the time, I didn't really have anybody that I could share all of the detail of how I felt at work and what was going on at work. Because to be quite frank, nobody else was really that interested. My husband would sit and listen, but he was there was a limit to what he would listen to. So it was really good to have a coach to download to.
Was there anything that surprised you about the coaching space?
No, if I'm honest, when I look back, what surprises me is how much it got under my skin. As in, not how it didn't annoy me. It just gradually started to layer some additional um, thinking for me. So it was just a gentle, it wasn't like coaches here, they're going to tell you everything, and then you're going to have to remember all of that and move on. The coaching really was like getting a gentle wash of assistance every sort of couple of weeks, advice. And also, I guess what is surprising is a lot of the answers to the problems that you face or the development that you need, you actually have that within, and the coaching actually pulls it out of you. So I guess if I was looking for something surprising, it was just how much I actually knew what to do to fix. I just needed somebody to tease that out of me.
Yeah, and I suppose at the time that you started coaching, you said you're in a leadership role already. Had you done any other kind of leadership development, mentoring, or any other kind of in house coaching at that stage in your career? And if so, why was this different or how was this different?
I've had leadership, what they call leadership development, but it was about what you must do as a leader around, managing people. It actually wasn't about me. It wasn't about me as a leader and my personal development. Very subtle, but two very, very different things. Weirdly, one helps the other. And it's not the teaching that I was getting that was doing any help. The coaching that I got later on around myself, how I think, how I can develop personally, how, I need to think differently, strategically, let go, make myself unavailable, all of these types of things. That actually is what helped me to, I think, improve as a leader, not the leadership development I was getting in a classroom.
I was just wondering if there was a moment in your coaching where something really clicked, where your thought was reconstructed or a shift was made that changed how you showed up as a leader.
Yeah, there was. There was a suggestion, and I well before, but there was a suggestion that I make myself unavailable. So it was make yourself unavailable. Just that statement, and I actually wrote it on on a sign on my desk. That statement allowed me to move away from the doing everything, being so hands-on. That statement allowed me to move more into what I needed to be doing and allowed my people, my team, to pick up what they were supposed to be doing. It allowed me to delegate better and to understand why I must delegate. That's allowed my team to grow and has allowed me to grow more into the leadership level that I need to be at.
Make yourself unavailable. It's such a counterintuitive statement, isn't it? That I feel that when I first explain that to people, they go, "What? Are you crazy?"
Mm.
Because you've spent your career pushing harder and working harder to prove yourself, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm saying to you, make yourself unavailable. Don't do everything for everyone, but that's where the real richness is. As you said, it means that your team can grow.
Absolutely. And my team have grown since since that statement was said. It has made all of the difference to my full team.
Excellent. Were there any moments where you felt uncomfortable in a coaching session, but they ended up being really pivotal?
No, I don't. No, I don't think so. I think because I think that that there have been times when it could have made me feel that way, but I think I'm generally an open person and I'm kind of open to any suggestions. I'm not going to reject any sort of advice.
If you were explaining to other women what coaching is like, in what ways has coaching changed the way you think, communicate, and show up for others?
Wow, quite a lot. I think it's very significantly different. I think how I show up for others is more, um, I provide advice rather than answers, if you like. So it's lifted me to be able to think the level that I need to think. So think more strategically, and have the confidence to provide leadership and to actually partake in that sort of senior leadership discussions and plans that are needed.
You also are part of the group coaching experience.
Mm.
How do you feel? How does it feel to be in a space with other women leaders in this group coaching experience?
Oh, I love it. I think it's as helpful as a one-on-one coaching because you're all actually have very similar problems or need similar type of advice. And it makes you feel that you're not in this on your own. Especially for me, being a female leader in the industry that I'm in, can be quite isolating. So to join a group discussion with other women who have similar problems or need advice around their leadership journey is really quite cathartic. Yeah, knowing that you're not on your own is a really good thing.
Yeah, if I had a penny for every time someone said, "Oh, I feel that too,"
Yeah.
I'd be really wealthy. now. And it's good to have that really safe space, isn't it, where you can say exactly what you're thinking and feeling and have no judgment because
Yeah, it is. And women leaders, sometimes the struggles that you have is really not just about work. I think having a forum where you've got all women who, they're usually we're all in our homes and kids are coming in and out and husbands, and we've got to just nick off to turn the oven off. Or, it's just quite a nice reflection that we're all in this together, really.
what would you say to a woman leader who's standing on the edge of investing in herself but isn't quite sure yet?
Look, from my experience, let's talk about cold hard cash. The investment in your time is incredibly worthwhile. It will actually help you more than you realize. If you're looking to invest time, there's absolutely no waste. And investing money into your own coaching or investing money in coaching for yourself, for me, it has actually added a third to my salary over a period of 5 years. So it has definitely worth the investment.
Excellent. And I love to end the conversation with this question. If you could gift one powerful truth or lesson to every woman leader listening right now, something you wish you knew or someone had whispered to you sooner, what would it be?
That's a good question. Get coaching. Invest in yourself. Yeah, invest in yourself and invest in your journey.
Yes, you're definitely worth it.
Definitely.
Welcome back as I summarise the conversation we just had. I hope you found Jacki's journey as inspiring as I do. I wanted to pull out 3 key themes from that conversation. First, the evolution of the wheelbarrow metaphor, from her own struggle to her role supporting her team. This is the embodiment of the journey from being a doer to a true leader of leaders. Second, the power of one reconstructed thought. Make yourself unavailable. It's a perfect example about how addressing the root thought, not just the surface level behaviour, creates sustainable change. And finally, the undeniable proof of investment. Jacki shared that coaching has added a third to her salary over that 5 years. When you invest in the quality of your thinking, you're making a direct investment in your value. So I want to ask you, what is the wheelbarrow that you're pushing uphill right now? If Jacki's journey has resonated and you're ready not just for an insight but a plan, then I've created something specifically for you. It's a one-on-one coaching experience I call the Power Move Blueprint. Don't stress, you don't need to book any appointment. It's a personal deep dive with me facilitated through Video Ask. So we talk via video or audio. I will personally review your reflections and record a video coaching session just for you. In it, I will give you your power move, one clear shift for immediate relief, and your 30-day blueprint to make it stick. You'll get a 1-page summary and a golden ticket to our next live Leader Within coaching experience. It's online, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world. The entire high-touch experience is just $67 because I know that having a clear plan is the first most critical step to a real breakthrough. You're not stuck. You're just a plan away from your next big move. It's time to get your Power Move Blueprint. The link is right here in the show notes. Next episode, we're exploring why group coaching might just be your secret weapon, how peer learning accelerates growth, and why you don't have to navigate your leadership journey alone. Until then, my lovely, keep leading from within. And don't forget to keep challenging yourself to think, communicate, and show up differently.